Hey guys, Like25
and Archer9234.
with episode 40 of Ranger Review. Today we have Auric, the Conqueror from Power Ranger Zero, aka Gunmazin from Ranger. So we have Auric, the Conqueror. He's pretty much just like some of the Zords that we have, like the Red Battle Zord. Doesn't do much.
Yeah, he's good for display. As you can see, he has beautifully chromed parts all the way down to his feet. He has movable hands. You could rotate them up, down, left, right.
That's the only good part about Auric. His hands do move. That's the good plus. The bad plus, since he's a tiki or a statue, he can't move the legs.
Yeah, the feet, just like Tackle Boy, can't be ever moved apart.
He does include the sword. We have a sword, yes. I will say Japan butchered the sword like all the other times. This is the first time you actually see a butcher sword, because in Zero the sword is chromed.
With the gold base.
Yeah, and in Auric and the Super Zero, it was the same color, the yellowish kind of.
The sword does fit in the Zero and Super Zero hands, so you can use them interchangeably.
So that's the good part of it. The other feature is that he has the gold key. It is really heavy. This is actually
a metal key.
It's a real metal key, and it has all the symbols of the 5 Rangers. The star, you name it, they have it. The storyline behind Auric is that Tanya's parents were on a mission when she was a kid to find Auric the Conqueror because of a special power that he had. So in the episode of Zeo, when the Zero Rangers are fighting one of the monsters, Tanya and Jason went to find the parents.
Now in Ouranger it's completely different. He was just a simple magical person that whenever you got hold of his key and said his magic words, you could unlock him, and he would basically aid you either for good or evil.
So Auric was also bad and good at the same time, because even in Zero, when the Machine Empire got hold of Auric and the key and whatever the kid's name is, I forgot his name, but he summoned him and he said that the Power Rangers were bad. So instead, Auric started attacking the Rangers. And the whole story is this and that, and then finally when they said Zordon, he realized, wait, you guys know Zordon? Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't make a mistake. But that's about really it. He is cool looking, like Archer said, for display, but other than that,
yeah, you could do like the half closed cape, half open. You could do that to make it a little bit more different dynamic. So basically, in order to close Auric into his tiki mode, you simply close his caves that form his face, and you lower his head down, and then you push him all the way down.
And you have his tiki mode or his statue mode. It's actually, it looks cool like this.
Yeah, it's a red. He's basically red in the back.
Red on the back, blue on the front, and you can actually see the springs here on the side, so that's pretty cool to see. All you gotta do is just put the key in,
and he opens it straight up.
You really don't need the key, just like the Brachium Morpher and Power Rangers Down Thunder. You can actually just turn
you can just rotate it and it'll unlock. It's just a little bit more difficult.
So yeah, he's the same thing.
As for alterations, if you're wondering, nothing was changed. Auric and Gunmazin are identical all the way down to the metal key.
He did have the metal key, shockingly, and
the sword was the same.
Because the sword was never chromed or anything like that, so he was just, okay, I'm still good. But his retail price, from what I remember back in the Zero days, was about $30, I believe. I'm not.
You were paying mostly for that key.
But Auric was actually not really wide wanted, because
not even in Old Rangers, people didn't like him at all.
Because he didn't do much. Like if you look at him, he
doesn't hook up with anyone else.
If he hooked up with like something, or if he actually had electronics, that'd be nice. But he doesn't have anything, so he's just a standable, posable figure like the Red Battle Zord. But the Red Battle Zord, you can really have electronics, and that's about it. Other than that, you can't really do much with him. He's a cool display character, but other than that, if you don't want him, then go for it.
If you really wanted all the Zeo guys and have all of them lined up together, you have to get him.
Just like in the background that you see, yes, you really need it.
Yeah, but if you really didn't generally want him, don't get him, because he's not really that important.
But you will have a hard time getting a complete one, because people will either lose this
or the key.
And the key, you can actually lose the chrome a lot.
Yeah, it scratches off easily.
I've actually seen it, and back in the Zero and the older days, you can scratch off chrome because
it wasn't like it was painted on and it wasn't actually made from it.
It wasn't made from it, so it was hard for people to like, you know, have a complete key. I've seen people have a key that looks like it was silver. I'm like, if you scratch it with anything or play with it too much, the key will get rusted. And like all the other toys, play rare. This is what happens with metal keys. So join us next week for the Power Rangers Ninja Storm Rift Blaster. Make comment, subscribe. We'll see you next Saturday. The Auric.
Now, I like to point out before we begin, Japan, for some unknown reason, calls them Gunmazin on the box, while other places like Auric and stuff call them Gunmazin.
Patience is why I tell everyone to get, because a lot of stuff that me and Archer have gotten are from either Ranger Board or eBay or, you know, random places. But, you know, we try to find something cheap because I'm not willing to pay $100 for something that's really that like 3 years old, because I know that Shinkeno, in which Samurai we do have, Shinkeno is going for like $150 on eBay right now, and I'm like,
well, other ones are not. It's like, why is Shinkeno so expensive while Mugodayo and all auxiliary guys are not really that high?
And like when we went to New Jersey, we did see a complete set for $400 something, and I would say it's actually pretty worth it. But since Archer already has some of the stuff, he doesn't really want everything. I would just want Shinkeno myself. But yeah.